How do you get hired as a flight attendant?
Is it easy to make it?
Before we start, we'd like to send our support out to the men and women of the United States military and their families, keeping you in our thoughts and prayers for safety and a safe return home.
We also want to acknowledge the airline crews that are caught up in the conflict zones right now.
When situations escalate, flights divert fast.
But there are still crew members that are stuck and working through a very complicated path home.
We're thinking of you, and we're wishing you safe travels back home. All right, brother, before we even get started about how it is to be a flight attendant, damn, you're dark. How'd you get so dark?
You racist?
What
are you talking about?
Look at you, man.
Dude, this is what happens when you
go
on
back
vacation.
Go back and look at the other videos. This dude just came from vacation.
Yeah, finally, man. I was down in some fun and some sun for a little bit, kind of sucky weather while we were down there in Florida, but hey, this is what happens.
You come back to Ohio, man, you're all tan.
That's right.
Shit, I'm all white.
Dude, you need to get out and get that pastiness off of you.
Yeah, see, there you go. You start making fun of my whiteness.
Right.
Dang, Shawn. You know, brother, the number one question that we get asked all the time from like young people on airplanes or even like other people that have thought about this career, how do you become a flight attendant? That's number one, right? And is it easy?
Is it easy?
Is it easy? Not so much. You know, it's so funny when you talk to somebody. We're going to get into exactly what it entails. But when you talk to somebody, they go through training. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know, I kind of flew right through it. No, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because you only flew right through it because you made it.
Yeah.
All those people, they don't talk about the people that didn't make it.
Yeah. When you look back on it, like the time that you did it, you feel like, oh, yeah, it flew by, right? Yeah. But when you were doing it, that's not the case.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Like, I always laugh when I hear that.
Right.
Because that person is, you know, just recently someone said that. They're like, oh, yeah, I flew through it. And I said, the only reason you flew through it is because you made it through.
Yeah.
Because all you guys seen the ones that basically had to walk out. Right. The ones that had to leave training.
You know what? I'm thinking back to my class, and like we had a class of 100 flight attendants, everything. I think there was one gal in our class that she kind of flew through it. She was drunk as a juju. Like, the whole every day she was drunk.
Can't do that now,
and
though.
she
ain't no way.
She got like the highest score in the class. Like, you know, they give that award out.
Yeah.
Like she was drunk and got the highest score.
There's no way.
She was stupid smart. Like, she was really smart.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was pretty much drunk the whole time. And most people can't do that. 99.9% of the people,
no,
they'll be gone.
Oh yeah, day one.
Day one.
Right? Smell like alcohol. Yeah, there's your exit plan.
I mean, every night she was like in the bar every night, like after class,
right?
Like drinking away her like sorrows, but she would always do well.
It's crazy. It is crazy how much studying you do as a flight attendant.
It is every night. It's like a cram section, right?
Yeah,
because you're like you learn something that day, then you're crammed for the next day because they're gonna be like testing you.
Do you remember what was your first test that you took? Do you remember?
City codes.
City codes.
Right. City codes.
You had no city codes.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Nope, they don't.
Yeah, like we had to memorize the city codes and all that stuff and have to, like, we've been doing it so long, like we know so many more city codes than even we started learning.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, they give you the city code thing, which it was kind of silly, but it was like, it definitely made you like get into it. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, but the other thing that was like really interesting was like my class had a certain age when I first started. Now, like the age is like just expanded, right? To like flight attendants and when you can like, you know, start and stuff. It's like you have to be 18, 21 minimum, but for the US major carriers, you have to be 21.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I was 20.
Yeah, I was 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I started. And so then you also have to have a high school diploma. You also have to have a US passport. You don't have to be a US citizen, but you have to have a work visa to be able to work here because we have many people that are interpreters, stuff like that. But The other thing, what type of experience do we need?
You a must really hospitality because you have to be able to work with people.
Yeah.
No doubt, right?
Yeah.
Military's good. Retail.
Yeah.
In the healthcare. Healthcare is good too because you have nurses. Because remember years ago, you had to be a nurse.
Right.
You don't have to now, but I mean, it helps.
Yeah, but I don't really think of hospitality in military.
What do you mean?
Sit down. Get your ass in the seat now.
Yeah,
I don't know if that translates into good hospitality.
Me there. I'm just kidding. Mike, you just yelled at me, man.
That's how the military. That's how
I
you
know.
learn. But I didn't bring any of those skills.
Well, that's communication.
I didn't bring any of those skills except for like when we have emergencies. Yes.
Okay, but did that drill sergeant did it communicate to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you got the point across.
Right, but like that's really not hospitable.
Well, sometimes it does come in. It comes in handy.
It does come in handy because at certain times you'll see the military come out of me.
No, because you have to.
Yeah,
because we get situations on the plane, right, where people
you're gonna have
to
bark,
out of sorts.
Bark orders.
Yeah, like that. You just did with me and kind of just went right through my chest.
Yeah. So anything.
But nowadays it's different.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little different, right? Because we used to go to cattle. Did you go to cattle call?
Yeah.
Okay, so we went to the cattle calls. That's where you basically show up and there's like 500, 1,000 people, and you go through this whole interview process. Ours was like, I think it was like 10 hours.
Yeah,
the whole
it's
thing.
Funny that they call it cattle call, right?
Yeah. Why is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just gotta like envision that big cattle yard with all the steer like.
Well, they did. They funneled you in.
And that's pretty much that's how it worked.
Yeah, exactly. They funneled you into the remember the doors? You'd have like double doors and
everything's narrowing down to
everything but a cow prod.
Right.
But no, they get in there and you'd see the rows and rows and rows of people.
Oh yeah.
And then you'd have this panel of flight attendants asking questions.
Yeah.
And then do you remember the number one answer?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be a flight attendant?
Yeah, I just love to fly.
I love to fly and I love people. That was the number one.
I have friends and I know you have friends too that were recruiters.
Yeah.
And they would just be like talking about how like all these like same answers would come over.
Repeating.
Can you imagine like sitting in front of like 1,000 people in a room and they're all coming up telling you the same answer? Like, I just want to fly. I love people. You're like, wow.
Little different today.
Yeah, a little different.
Little different.
Yeah, so today you do first what? You have to do an online application.
They do an assessment.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's an assessment with the application. And then if you like your application gets weeded through thousands of people, then they invite you to a Zoom internet.
Let's talk about that first.
Yeah.
Because when they open up the internet to applications,
yeah,
what happens?
It's like a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah, and then
like it shuts it down.
It actually shuts down within like an hour easily.
Yeah,
sometimes 30 minutes.
Thousands and thousands,
and you could be halfway through your application.
Yeah, shut down,
and you're cut off.
Yep.
And you're not even going to have a chance.
And the airlines, they only open them up in like, in staggered segments. Like they'll come, 3 months later, they'll open it up. 6 months later, they'll open up. You don't know when they're going to open up because they don't tell you when it's going to open up.
Right.
It's just, you have to kind of like keep watching, keep being attentive, going to the website every day to see if it's open. If you're lucky when it's open, you throw your application in there and you should be ready with everything. All the materials, the throwing attachments and all that stuff should be ready right then and there.
See, if it was me and you,
yeah,
yours would be in, mine would be like,
yeah, I would already mine would be like click, 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 and I already had 10 applications in.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be in
here. And G would
there's
be like,
there's no way.
wait,
I wouldn't even been here. No, I've been doing some other job.
A.
Yeah, exactly. I've been doing some. Hey, at least I'm honest.
That's
right.
True.
I've been doing some other job. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now.
But anyways, so it's just a different situation. So you get that interview, and then you get the that Zoom interview first.
That'd be kind of weird. Have you ever done that? I mean, like an interview with a Zoom?
I've done it because school and all that stuff.
Right.
So I've done Zoom internet and interviews and things like that. In fact, I just had an interview for. I was applying for my master's, And so I did it in Zoom internet for that and all that stuff. So it's just like talking to somebody. You got to like think of it like the person's, it's like you and I talking right now.
Right.
If you approach it in that sense, then you're good.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want to show up, in your pajamas.
That wouldn't go over well. I haven't done Zoom though. I mean, I've done Zoom, but like not like an interview. Or anything.
No. It's just like a normal us sitting back and forth, asking questions and all that stuff, and they're taking notes and writing notes and stuff like that right in front of you. So it's nothing like any different than being in person. But modern day technology brings us together easily, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because, I mean, for us, what did we have to do? We had to like fly down somewhere.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people had to fly to the destination, like and get that interview and then fly back home. It was a whole process and whole day where now they're doing it in seconds, a couple minutes on the internet and you're done.
It's crazy though when you think about it. The same thing is when we showed up, they'll ask you this question and your moving forward determines on what do you say.
Yeah.
Right. Your response.
Yeah.
So they'll give you a certain situation, like a stressful situation. And then your response will determine whether you're going to go forward.
Right. The determination, and for everybody out there, a tip is you have to complete a star.
Yeah.
And so look up on the internet, what is a star response? So if you start, but basically they just want to, there's no right, there's no wrong. They want to hear a big story. So they want to tell you, you're going to tell them a whole story about a situation, about the question they just asked. And then they want either a bad ending or a happy ending. It doesn't matter. They just want to complete the star.
Yeah, they want to see how you got from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, and it's not about the results.
No.
You can be a failure. It can be a total failure, like I screwed up.
Yeah.
But you acknowledging that you screwed up you're telling them, oh, I know better. Like
what did you learn from it?
Yeah, what did you learn from it?
What could you have done better?
Exactly.
And that's
so
the whole
don't be afraid to give right and wrong answers.
Yeah, because even in this job, we make a lot of mistakes.
Oh, we make lots of mistakes. We'll be talking about that later.
Yeah. And then next you have to talk about so you get past that part of it, the Zoom part.
Right.
Then what happens is that you make it to the big one.
Right.
Okay. And that is the one-on-one. Well, first, actually, you go with the group activity first. They bring you in, and what they do is they set you off with different groups.
Right.
And they have situations with those groups, and then they weed those groups out from that.
Yeah, from the interaction with the group and all that stuff, they're going to see how you're interacting with the other groups, and then they do normally like say there's like 10, 15 people in that group.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
Like only one or two of those people are going to get asked to be like, we want to talk to you more.
Yeah. And they got a situation they want to see how you respond, or if you don't respond.
Right.
Because if you have lack of response, then that's a failure too.
Yeah. When you get into the group situations, you don't want to be mute. You don't want to be that wallflower.
No.
You need to be up there talking, explaining be participating.
It's like a team.
All that stuff. It's a team, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be able to actually let someone else have an opinion too.
Right.
Because the group makes the decision sometimes.
Right.
So that would be the best situation there as far as group activity. So then say that you make it past the group activity. Next, you got to figure out, so you made it past there, can I reach the bends?
Can you reach the bends? You got to like be physically
you got to
able
reach
to
test.
do. Yeah.
They got to be able to reach the height, the assist in putting luggage.
Right. You got to be physically capable to do the job. So like there's all those different things that they're going to have you do, like the reach test. They're going to make, they used to, for us, was they like measure our height and all that stuff. They'd weigh us, but they don't weigh you anymore.
Nope. We put on, that's the first thing we did. They put us on the scale.
Yeah, they put us right on the scale the first time, but they don't do that anymore. Mm-hmm. And then, they move into that whole, background check and all that stuff, right? So they're going to do that for you.
Yeah.
And drug tests. They're going to make you pee-pee.
Yeah, but you forgot the one-on-one interview, though.
One-on-one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So after the group text,
right?
After the group activities, if you make it to the next part, it's the one-on-one.
Gotcha.
So you got to get the one-on-one, and then it becomes they're looking at you individually.
Right.
Your grooming, your appearance, how'd you show up?
Right.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you professional? Do you have your hair pulled back? Do you have your makeup on? Do you look like you woke up in bed? Do you still have CPAP marks on your face? Like all that kind of stupid stuff. Like they're looking at everything. Like, how are you showing up to the show?
yeah.
You know?
Because I mean, they're looking at okay, how did you perform in the group activities?
Right.
Were you a team? Were you a team-minded individual? Right?
Yeah.
Were you looking for safety? Was your responses, safety related?
Yeah.
So I mean, those are important responses in the group activities that kind of bring you over to the one-on-one.
Yeah. Can you think quick on your feet?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Now going after that, so you make it past that one-on-one, then
that's when you're going to go through all the in processing stuff.
Right.
Now they want to try to give you a job.
right,
So you're going to get the drug testing. So you're going to be peeing in a bottle. You're going
background
to be
check.
a background check. You're
Yep.
going to make sure that nothing's on your record. They're going to be looking over everything from that medical screening, making sure you don't have any pre-existing medical. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you see?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people in this job that we know that is that corrective? Yes, that's corrective. You can have hearing aids. You can have glasses. Look, so all that has to be available and be able to be corrected. But you can't just be deaf.
No, you can't.
Probably if you're deaf, you wouldn't have made that.
We
far.
developed that later on, right? That's selective hearing.
That comes with the job.
Selective hearing. Yeah, but you think that at this point, right now, you're not even hired yet.
Nope.
You're not even hired.
Nope.
So how many people are eliminated through this process up to this point?
Majority, everybody. Like if you're in 1,000 people, I would say less than 1%.
Yeah, it is actually less than 1%.
Right.
So say that you made that 1%, then training.
Then you have to go through training. You got to make it through that.
And
So-
we talked about training. Training is crazy.
Right.
I mean, it really is. I mean, you've gone to college. We've done that thing. You've done the military.
Yep.
But training is one of those things that, when you're going through the process, the testing, it's testing all the time.
Yeah.
And
You're being evaluated all the time.
Yeah.
You're being tested all the time.
peer
Yeah.
pressure,
All that stuff. Like
because you're constantly looked upon with your peers because you're in situations throughout the day.
right. Yeah. There's no time in training where you're not being evaluated. Even when you're like done training for the day, you're still being evaluated.
Yeah.
Like there's so many situations. How many times do we know, like during our training, like people got kicked out because of stuff they did after training?
Oh yeah.
Like they're at the hotel, they're doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
So
But you're not even through that. I mean, you have emergency drills. You can
Yep.
fail at that. You can fail with the CPR through training. You can fail at evacs are huge.
well, just in general knowledge of the, like the stuff that they're teaching you, the policy procedures, the planes, all that stuff. So,
Equipment.
yeah.
I
the
mean,
big-
and then not to mention how many airplanes there are,
Right.
because you got to know all the airplanes.
Yeah.
And then now everything. Years ago, we had a manual,
Right.
and that manual, I'm telling you, was like that thick, and that paper.
Now they get an iPhone.
Yeah, that paper was like tissue paper.
Oh yeah.
And we used to have to do revisions that were a pain in the ass. Remember that?
Yeah, dude. That stuff, and that came out like multiple times a month.
Yeah.
Like it was constantly changing.
So now they have iPhones with little computers on them. So
Yeah.
that you have to have knowledge of that.
Right. So now it's all tech.
Yeah.
So now you're high tech now. Everything from flight attendant job went to high tech. Now you have to be, which this generation and all the new generation, younger people coming into this job, they're good with it, because
Yeah.
they grew up on a phone.
Right.
Whereas, us old guys, we really didn't do it. You either had to learn it or you're going to leave.
But we also have
Right.
older flight attendants that get hired. Now they have to
Right.
they have to actually learn it.
They have to learn it, right?
They have to learn the technology part of it too. So
Right, because
it's a whole different thing.
everything's technology. You're not using any more pen and paper anymore. Everything's like being done electronically.
Yeah.
Like we have emergency, we're on our electronic device, putting in information into the device. Like there's a lot of
Reports that you
yeah,
have to
all
do.
kinds of reports.
Sending things out to get fixed.
Yep.
There's so much that you have to know. I mean, and that's in training also. We're not even
Right.
out of training yet.
Yep. There's
We're-
all kinds of
we're
stuff.
still we're still in training.
Now, to like pause on this whole thing, each and every airline is going to be a little different because depending on if you're a small airline or a big airline, that makes a difference for the training, right?
Right.
Because if you're going to an express carrier, you might have 1 or 2 plane types, right? But if you're going to one of the majors, you might have 15 different plane types. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then there's variances of those plane types within the fleets and stuff like that. So you have to learn all that stuff.
Do you remember when we started, how many different planes we had?
Dude, I think it was like in the 20.
It was
plus.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
it was, and then we had mergers.
And there was no standardization of equipment.
No.
So like the insides of the plane, each model and each airline that had bought that model had made it a different look. So then we had to learn all those different models. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, it was insane.
So the question, is it easy to become a flight attendant?
Nope.
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 So
I don't think you or I would even get hired.
No,
There's no way.
0.6. No, we'd get hired.
No.
Yeah, we would. I don't know. I wouldn't. Well, you probably would before me because you'd have your resume in there. I'd still be hacking on the computer.
Yeah, I just I'm thinking man, when we're talking about all these steps, my steps to come in here personally was it was cattle call.
Yeah.
I went straight from cattle call to one-on-one.
Yeah.
So I just jumped all those things that we talked about.
Yeah.
I went to one-on-one and boom, it was like they offered me the job right there. Bam.
But you know something though, and it's funny too, you just said that when we got the job.
Yeah.
And if it would have been no, they'd have missed the boat because we've been here so long, we've dealt with so many different situations. And it's something that we both love doing. It's a lot of fun doing, but they'd have missed the boat. You'd have missed it in the assessment. Mine, you missed it because I couldn't even get my resume in there. That'd suck.
Yeah, that would
I'd be
suck,
hacking at
dude.
it. So to answer your question, is it easy to become a flight attendant? Let's say no.
Yeah.
So what the hell's been going on with you, man?
Dude, so I just came off vacation. That's why I'm so dark.
Yeah.
First of all, I gotta talk about my wife. My wife's a bully. Did I tell you that?
You big baby.
She's a bully.
She's not very big
She is
at all.
the golf bully of all bullies.
Oh, she was golfing. She was bullying you on the golf course.
Yesterday, we're on the course and we're golfing late at night, right? So trying to bring the price down because it's expensive. This is prime golf right now in Florida. And so we're trying to bring the price down a little bit. So if you golf at 3:00 and beyond, it's a question of if you're going to get it in or not, which we got it in. We're pretty quick golfers. But we got on the 15th hole. It started pouring rain. And I'm pull the golf cart over. I'm oh, let's just wait it out a little bit. I'm looking at the sky. It's dark gray. Rain's getting heavier and heavier. She's looking down the hole. And she's I think we can outrun it. I'm no, let's just wait. No. I think we can outrun it. See those two guys up there? We're fine. We should just go. And I'm you really want to go? You don't want to just wait? No, I don't want to wait. Let's go. We can do it. So I get out of the car. By the time I get out of the car, get my ball in the tee and hit the ball, I am like a drenched rat. You know what golfing is like when your drawers are wet?
Caddyshack.
Dude, I was freaking soaking wet. It was that freezing rain, the whole 9 yards. I'm drenched. And she's now it's her time to. I'm get your ass out of the cart. Get out. You're going to hit right now. Right now in this weather, you're getting out. You're going to be wet too. It was crazy. But anyways.
Did she do it?
Yeah, she did it. And by a hole and a half, the rain stopped. Florida, it's always
right,
I'm you can wait it out. Just wait it out. No, we were wet as shit. Anyhow, she's a bully, man. And she does this to my neighborhood golf. Anybody that's listening that is from our neighborhood, they'll tell you the same thing. Yeah, she'll bully you. She will bully you. She'll be all the guys will be ready to quit golfing, and she golfs with my guys group. And then she's okay, guys, well, if you guys are quitting, that's okay. I'm just going to go on. So, all of us are man card.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You got to suck it up now.
I guess I got to go.
Yeah.
Damn it. And they're all thinking, bitch, what you doing?
That's too funny. Oh my god.
Anyways, but man, so anyways, we had some shitty weather on vacation. So we were down like in Florida for like 10 days. And, like I would say probably 6 days, bad weather. Like I'm talking about gale force winds. Like turn the corner and you could like lean into the window and it will stand you up. Like it was that crazy windy. And it was like so wet and just it was bad.
So what the hell did you do?
Well, we ate a lot, played some cards, like there's not too much to do when the weather was bad, but then it finally broke at the end of the week and stuff. And so that was, I literally, this tan here is like maybe 2 hours sitting in the sun. Tops.
That's bullshit.
That's it.
Nobody else
like
gets that
golfing.
damn dark.
Yeah. Like my wife didn't get that dark either. It was like, it was crazy. Anyhow, we're coming home from vacation and I'm on the flight and I'm sitting there and I'm tired because I'm exhausted. Because this was like one of those vacations. We got to do fun stuff, but we were like visiting friends and stuff too in addition. And I was exhausted. So I'm on the aisle seat, I'm like slumped over. You know how your body just starts relaxing, your knees widen out a little bit. All of a sudden it was like, bam! I was like, what the fuck? Like, I reached up and grabbed it. The cart had hit square dab on my brand new knee, on my prosthetic. I'm like, I'm holding the cart. And the flight attendant's like looking at me. I have my headphones on. I took my head. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, this is my new knee. I'm like, you just rammed that cart right in my knee. I'm holding on to the cart. She looks at me and she goes, can I go now? Dude. I was ready.
That's not what you do.
If I would have been a raptor, I would have fucking ripped her throat out right there.
That's not what you do.
So pissed off. I was like, that is not how you handle this situation.
No, nobody intends to hit somebody's knee.
Right.
But when you do,
you be empathetic.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. How can I help you? Are you all right?
Right.
Do you need medical assistance?
Right.
Like all that stuff. Was any of those questions asked? Hell no. This flight didn't do anything. So I sat there for a little bit, like my knee was throbbing. I'm like, all this stuff. I get up and I walked up. I'm like, listen, you better write this up because I'm writing this up. She goes, you should.
That was it?
That was it. Dude, I was ready to strangle her. I had to walk away. I was like, I'm walking away. I come back to my seat. The passengers around me are like, are you okay? Is your knee all right? She really hit you hard. The guy across me, he's like, I can't believe she'd even come back and check on you. I'm like,
you're like the video of what
everything
not to do.
What not to do.
And
that was my experience. And then
we work in it. I mean, okay, the aisle is very small.
Right.
Right. And knees get hit every once in a while, but that's not what you do.
That is not what you do.
No.
I just was like, I was in shock. And then there's a catch-22 to this whole thing. Like, and other flight attendants out there can kind of relate to this. Like, we get injured on a flight and I'm non-revving on the flight, which means I didn't pay for anything to fly, right?
Right.
And so when we get injured,
nothing.
Like how does that work, right?
Nothing. Yeah.
They're supposed to actually treat us as a passenger.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we're protected. Like they lose your luggage, we're fully covered by our luggage, protection, all that stuff. It's not like back in the old days where it was nothing. Yeah. It is something now. Like you have rights as a passenger, but how it was handled was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. So then I get off the plane. I ask for a supervisor. I get there. Supervisor's like, knowing that I'm an employee, he's like, submit this form that's an employee injury form. I'm like, I'm not working. He was like, he was clueless.
So nobody knew.
Nobody knew what to do. But you know what happened today? Hell yeah, I sent those letters. Those letters are fired off. Everybody and anybody that I think is going to listen, they got fired off. And I would encourage anybody that this situation happens to that isn't handled correctly, write a letter. Yeah. Like, you should protect yourself. And especially, like, if my knee gets messed up where it's like, I don't know, days later, this is something happens and my knee's not working right.
No, I
want to have some protection.
Yeah.
For my lawyer's sake, like, I'm going to sue the airline, if I have to.
Right.
But it was just, it was a bad situation. I couldn't believe it happened. But it was just like, you're sleeping and all of a sudden, bam, and we've both done it, right? Yeah. But you don't handle situations
no,
like that.
You definitely
like
don't.
That's crazy.
No.
And then the other thing is like coming off of vacation, you know how you're gone for so long and everything? You know what the worst thing about coming on vacation? It's that get back and you got all this shit to do.
Yeah.
Like everything, like all kinds of stuff happened. And like I'm coming home, my internet in my house wasn't working. What happened? Somebody cut my internet line while I was gone. Like, I'm like, I got all this to do with. I'm trying to catch up with your life. You got laundry to do. You're trying to get prepped to get back into the sky and all that. You know, I was like, what the fuck?
Internet's the worst.
Yeah.
Internet's worst.
If you lose the internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the
Right.
worst. If you lose the internet, I mean, right there, power, right?
Right.
If you lose power and internet, those are the worst.
Those are
Especially
the
to come home
worst.
to.
Yeah, you're coming home and
Because
just
you're doing everything on the internet.
right. And you're trying to catch up with yourself. Like, okay, I got to settle back in. I got to regroup, you know, do my laundry, get prepared to get back to work, all that stuff. And internet's part of that for us, you know, because we connect with the internet.
You needed a vacation from your vacation.
Dude. And so for the next few days, I'm going to be just doing catch up on, you know.
You notice I didn't even call you.
Right. you were mute.
I
the
knew
whole
that
time.
something had to be going on because
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything from you. I'm like,
Well, I
he
did
must
text
got a
you.
lot of shit going on.
I texted you that one time. I was like, you know, because I was almost had you come over to the house because didn't know what was going on with my internet.
Right.
And I was like, no, I guarantee you somebody cut that line because there's digging in my neighborhood. So
Yeah.
I knew that something must have happened. And that's sure enough what happened.
I said you need a vacation from a vacation.
So anyhow, so what have you been doing, man?
You were going to get to that. You're just like, all of a sudden had a brain fart.
I
right
had a
there,
brain
right?
fart. What are you doing?
What are you doing? No, when I was flying, okay, first of all, I'd gotten sick. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But when I was flying, it was the nastiest thing, and I thought about you when I was standing in line. So we're over in Houston. I was with the flight attendant, and we went to grab something to eat. I got Chinese, and she wanted the barbecue.
Okay.
So we went over to the barbecue place, and they had, you know how they have them in the middle of the
Terminal.
the terminal
Yeah,
areas
yeah,
now,
yeah.
so you can see everything. So you're watching it, which is good and bad.
Yeah. It's like those open kitchens. You see those restaurants that have open
Yeah.
kitchens that do it at the airport.
I
too.
love the smell of barbecue too, because I'm over there.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, free smells,
Dude,
right? So you get the
You
barbecue
just start
smell.
salivating.
Until I seen the dude that
I
was
mean-
started doing the barbecue sandwich for her. So he starts talking to this other woman. She brings this big old nasty box. Now, Shawn, this guy has the gloves on. But in the gloves, I wanted to bring a pair of gloves because it was torn.
Right.
You know, the rubber gloves that are torn. So
Right.
his hand's showing. Now, it's full of grease. Both of them are. So he's talking to this woman. I'm looking at this flight
That's
attendant
nasty.
going, he's this the dude that's making your sandwich?
Yeah.
And she looks at me and she goes, "Oh God, I hope not."
Hell no.
He grabs the box. He rips the box open with those greasy, nasty paws of his. Takes the buns out, throws them on the countertop, opens the plastic. I'm not kidding you. He grabs all this bun, throws it up on that dirty counter. Takes it, throws it in that heating thing to toast it. You know how that rotates thing, heats it.
Toast
He
the
waits
buns.
there for a minute, and I look at her and I'm like, he's the one making that sandwich. And she goes, "Oh my God, no, just tell me he's going to use tongs." And I said, I don't think he's using tongs.
I don't know how you like cook in front of the public and have that nasty of habits.
But I'm not done.
Yeah, I know.
So he takes that bun, he puts it on on that little piece of paper. He doesn't grab tongs. He reaches in and he eagle claws.
Ew, hell no.
That pork.
Hell no.
And he comes out of there like that. Remember that game where they release all that the toy?
Yeah.
He dumps it on that sandwich, squirts some shit over the top of it, throws the bun over it, wraps it up. And I looked at her and I'm like, "Are you seriously going to eat that?" And she goes, "Well, I guess it's going to build my immunity." I'm like, "There's no way."
There ain't no way.
I told her, I
hell.
said,
I'm
if
gonna
my
tell you
buddy
right
Shawn
now.
was sitting right here,
No.
about the time that he just even had those nasty
Hell
gloves
no.
on.
I'd have been like, stop right now.
He's somebody
like,
else.
Wash your hands, get some new gloves.
Somebody
Like,
else
this
has got to make it.
There's no way. Yeah, somebody else make my sandwich, or somebody get you like. There's no way that you can need some new gloves because I don't need your ass, crusty ass hands.
In front of
whatever.
us.
You've been scratching your crotch and then you throw my sandwich together. Hell no. Get away.
Right in front of us. I couldn't believe it.
That's some bullshit.
But anyway, she took it.
Oh, see, that's my wife would do the same.
There ain't no way.
Shit. Like how many people you know like that will do that? Like
a lot
I
of
mean,
people.
there's so many people like you see something like that. See something, say something, right?
Yeah.
That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and you shouldn't be embarrassed to do it. And especially like I have a buddy that he says, you know, I don't like to say anything because I think they're gonna like spit in my food or they're gonna do something in food. But if they're making the shit right in front of you, they can't really do anything without you seeing because you're watching them do it. You're gonna watch. You can even watch more attentively, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to mess with your sandwich,
Yeah.
right? But dude, there's no way I would have bought that sandwich.
It was probably one of the nastiest things that I'd seen in a long time.
No, yeah,
Standing there. I mean, it was disgusting. So we were walking back to the gate, and I was talking to her about it. I'm like, I still can't believe that you're even going to eat that.
He's lucky you weren't like the health department.
I wouldn't eat it. I mean,
but the health department probably would have been a violation right there. Period. Straight up.
He was a violation.
Yeah, he's a straight up violation.
I mean,
he should have been working in food. Period.
That made me. I will never go eat at that barbecue place.
Yeah.
Ever. I mean, I'm telling you, and I wouldn't tell anybody to eat there either. But we walked back to the gate. Our flight was delayed.
Right.
So we're all standing at the gate. We're waiting for this big storm comes in, and we're delayed.
Right.
All right. So I'm talking to the captain, and this guy walks up. Now, the plane's coming in. It came in from international destination, so it had to clear customs.
Right.
Everybody's waiting outside. Everything's, the streamers across there. This guy comes up. He scans his boarding pass, and he starts walking to the door that's closed.
What the hell is that about?
Drunk.
Just drunk?
He's drunk. This dude is so damn drunk that he doesn't even realize. He has no clue that we're not boarding, right? We're not boarding. The door's closed.
He's just going to stumble on.
He's just going to walk on. And I looked at the captain and I was like, well, we know who isn't flying
today, right?
So he stumbles back over to these seats, and we have to get somebody to go over and talk to him. But I was like, I have not seen. He walked up there and he was like scanning his boarding pass, see if he could get on the plane.
He knew what he needed to do.
At least he knew that.
I'm in the lines. I know I am. I know I'm in the lines.
So also did a layover, and I don't know. I'll give you this picture, but it's kind of nasty.
What's that?
So it was on a layover. Got up in the morning time. Worst feeling. So I always pull the bed sheets off afterwards.
Right.
So I pulled the bed sheets off. Dude, there was a freaking nasty ass stain on the bottom of that bed.
Ugh.
And they had never changed the sheets. Ugh. I was about lost my freaking shit, man. I was so upset.
That's an instant call downstairs. I need a new room.
No. Shawn, it was in the morning time. I checked. I pulled the sheets back and I didn't see anything.
You'd already been.
I stripped the bed. Whenever I leave there, I pull the sheets off the bed.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, because I don't want them not to make the bed for the next person. Okay, so when I pulled them off, I pulled the top sheet off. It was a blood stain.
Ugh.
It was disgusting.
That's nasty.
It was disgusting. I mean, I about lost my shit, man. It was so bad.
Yeah.
And I can take just about anything, but when it comes to like bed sheets and stains on them, no.
You know what? I'm thinking about this hotel thing, like the whole process of like being in a hotel. And we're in hotels all the time, and like yes, the more you think about it, the more nasty it is, right? But hotels there should be like laws, just like they have like the passenger rule and rights for flying. We should have rules and rights for the hotel too, like. Those mattresses should be monitored and replaced and inspected on a regular basis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because how many times have we know the maids, you don't know what type of maid you're getting. Sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you get bad ones, and the bad ones really screw it up. I mean, I've gotten into bathrooms where like the whole bathroom's covered in hair, like you're like, oh.
But because we're airline, this was annoying though, because we're airline. I sent the picture to the management. Yeah. I sent it to their housekeeping. So 3 days later, I got this email back. I'm really sorry about this. We apologize. We take our housekeeping very seriously. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, man. And they probably remade the bed and next person sleeping in it, right?
Yeah.
It's
It was absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, it was ridiculous. But after all
Ugh.
that, then I got sick. I got that shit that was everybody was catching in their
yeah.
lungs. Yeah. So yeah, I spent the last week and a half kind of
Ugh.
healing from that. So I'm back at it now. I'm going back. I'm going back to flying actually tomorrow.
Respiratory stuff sucks.
It sucks, but you always
Right.
got the one thing. Flight attendants, they go back too soon.
Right. That's true.
That's
I
the
mean,
one thing, right? Your ears, something's wrong. You know me. I mean, I rarely ever call out sick.
Right.
But if I'm calling out sick, I'm damn sure going to make sure that I'm healthy
Right.
before I
you
go
come
back.
Right.
Because what happens is you go back and all of a sudden you'll have ear block.
Yep.
Something else will happen.
You can't like the skip. You
No.
can't skip back into it. Like
No.
this isn't a normal job.
No.
So we get affected like so many other ways. And for those new flight attendants that think they could come back partially sick, they come back and they're going to be right back out.
And they get us sick.
Right. And then they get everybody else sick.
Yeah. Because they come back and they're like, oh, I'm coughing, but I'm not contagious. I love that one. I'm coughing, but I'm not contagious.
Yeah. If you're coughing, put on a damn mask and get out of my face.
So we talked about how much fun we had this week. Let's go around the globe.
Yeah, all right, let's go around.
So they had this 76-year-old man. There had a few incidents this past week. So he didn't have any bin space left. You know what he did?
No.
He made a bomb threat.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna get you some space.
Yeah, a lot of space.
So square space, about 10 by 10.
What the hell were you thinking? I mean, seriously, what were you thinking?
Stupid.
Dumb.
I don't know. The knee-jerk reaction of people are so stupid. They think they just could say stuff and get away with it. That's the problem. Like certain aspects, even though our country is very like open for you to be able to have First Amendment rights and all that stuff, there's still shit that you can't say.
Bomb.
Yeah, right. Yeah. In certain situations, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, especially on an airplane.
Right.
Right. That just one word
Right.
is going to get you. It's going to get you a new seat assignment.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna look at you whether you are joking. You can be laughing your ass off and be like, "I got a bomb."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna take you very seriously.
Big fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big fine.
Yeah, you're going to be in trouble. So I also seen that did you watch any of the NFL Combine?
No, not at all.
Okay, so I seen this one clip, and I just had to laugh.
Mhm.
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
Yeah, they were talking about this guy. His name was Will Jennings Dunker. He's an offensive line for Iowa.
Right.
Shawn, man, this dude is huge, right? He's big, but he had the freaking biggest mullet that I've ever seen.
Ugh.
He had a red mullet shooting off the back of it. Joe Dirt mullet. Joe Dirt, man.
Who? I don't know, man. I just like there's some of these hairdos.
It was forget about the combine. You're
right,
like
you can
looking
only
at this
focus at
hairdo,
his
this hairdo, man. This big red mullet that he had going on.
If he was trying to get attention, he succeeded.
He did.
Right.
Yeah. So the weather's starting to change. Also, around here we get a lot of balloons.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture of that balloon?
The balloon
That was stuck on that radio tower.
I had heard about it. I didn't see the picture of it, but that's terrible, man.
900 feet up. First of all, would you go on a balloon?
Yeah, I already did it.
Really?
I've done it.
I'm not doing that.
It's awesome.
I don't care. You tried to get me to jump out of a parachute too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But you tried
like
yeah.
flying a balloon, and I would tell you, like 99.9, probably even more than that percent of the time, nothing's gonna happen, right? But
you talk to them, it's not. They got that 0.1%.
yeah, like so the first time I did it, we did it over Napa,
right?
So like all balloon rides, usually they're gonna send you off like early crack of dawn, like when you're normally up, like it's gonna send you off early than that because they want low winds. They don't want any winds whatsoever, but the winds that are moving, they're like testing where the winds are going, so they're like gonna literally lift the balloon up and bring the balloon down, and they know where they're gonna bring it down to. And actually there's balloon pilots, right? So they can guide the balloon where they want it by the wind directions, right? But it's a zero sensation. You're floating. You're literally floating. You don't even know. There's no movement whatsoever.
So you're 900 feet up in the air, stuck on a radio tower.
Yeah, that's not good.
And there's two of you, and there's one that's a pilot, right?
Yeah.
Are you going back up with that guy?
No. That guy lost his license. Not to mention, what about getting electrocuted?
That's what I'm saying.
Your whole-
But the rescue. I mean, just
Right.
think about the rescue, 900 feet in the air.
Yeah, dude.
They didn't have. I'm gonna have to go back and look at the rescue because that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. I have a friend. Well, I didn't have a friend. I have a family friend in my past history that actually was hang gliding and hit power lines.
Really.
Yeah, and got electrocuted to death.
I wonder if they helicoptered if they dropped somebody in. I bet you they had to. There's no way.
Yeah, because you're gonna get if you get grounded, you're gonna be fried instantly.
Yeah, that wouldn't be any fun.
So, anyhow, what else?
They had the in Hong Kong. You see the guy that was kicking over all the kiosks. So yeah, he got pissed off and he went in there and he kicked over like 10 kiosks. But when he was arrested because he had 4 Viagra pills with no prescription.
That's what in Hong Kong
Mm-hmm.
they get arrested for having Viagra.
Yeah, 2 years imprisonment, $100,000 for Viagra alone.
Dude, they'd like literally arrest the whole city of Vegas.
I just thought that was funny. I'm like, wait a minute. So what'd you go to prison for? Not kicking over kiosks.
Yeah,
Right?
No. Not damaging shit. I got arrested because
My little blue pill.
my pinky wanted to get hard.
So,
oh my God.
not okay. Going back to not so funny, we had
Right.
another attempted breach of the flight deck shortly after takeoff in Atlanta.
Dude, so ridiculous.
We've had a lot of things happen here recently.
Yeah.
There's
There's
been a lot of
there's a lot of
incidents.
shit going on in the world right now.
People don't
period.
pay attention. They really don't pay attention to these videos, right? These
Yeah.
people go to jail. You guys realize you're going to jail.
Yeah. You can't joke about this stuff, people.
Right.
Like
You can't.
Yeah.
Now, here's another one. This was an employee. So an employee was saying that there was a bomb in the elevator.
Mhm.
Another one. Did you see this one? So he messaged another employee saying that it was, and then messaged back saying, "Oh, I was just joking." How do you think that went over?
Yeah. Lead brick, like a fallen elevator.
Yeah. Well, he had a mugshot.
Yeah, you had got a mugshot, all right.
So you worked for the airlines. You did all this to do something that damn
You
stupid.
just went through that whole interview process that we were just talking about. You finally got to do the job and all this stuff, and you do something stupid like that. Stupid.
Another bomb person.
Yeah.
Idiot.
People, quit joking about it. Nobody thinks it's funny.
Not funny.
Zero.
All right, the last one we're going to talk about before we get out of here. So the Sahara Desert. Watched this video and seen these people. Have you ever dealt with locusts?
Not like in a swarm situation, but I've dealt with them before.
Right.
I remember like as a kid, I was out in Colorado and they had a big locust
It's like every 7 years,
attack
isn't it?
or whatever. Yeah, and they weren't like in swarm, but when you were out there, they were everywhere.
It's not locusts. What are the other ones? It starts with
cicada.
Cicadas.
Yeah.
Every 7 years, right?
Yeah, every 7 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what it reminded me of.
Oh.
But it was worse. So they had this video, and they were driving. All of a sudden, they had this swarm of locusts in the Sahara Desert.
Oh yeah.
And it was unbelievable. It was just like pelting against the car.
Dude, those things are nasty and they're vicious too. They'll eat everything. They'll eat. I mean, the locusts will like eat cloth, eat whatever. They'll just eat anything they can put in their dang mouth. But you know what it reminds me of here in Northeast Ohio is those Canadian soldiers that
Yeah.
come over every year. Like on the Great Lakes, they'll come over and you'll see these black cloud of
Swarm.
smoke. It looks like just like swarming around and moving in the air. And at first you're thinking, oh, are those birds? Then you realize it's just nothing but millions and millions of these insects.
We have a place called Cedar Point. About 2 years ago, we're waiting on Millennium at night, and we're waiting for the cart to come in. You know what I mean?
Right.
As you're going, and the one that came in went into a freaking swarm of those things.
Ugh.
Shawn, it was the funniest damn thing you ever seen. They were completely
Covered with
in
insects.
insects, hair, mouth, everything. They were trying to
Yeah.
blow them out of their nose.
Yeah.
Everything. Their shirts were covered.
Oh,
It was
I
the-
can't even imagine because you're like strapped in there. You have no choice but to go right through the
Yeah,
freaking
you don't have a
insect
choice.
cloud, right?
And whatever you ate, you ate. Do you need anything to eat? No.
Yeah. Thanks for being at Cedar Point, and here's your appetizer. Yeah, those Canadian soldiers are they're a form of mayfly. So they're mayflies, basically, but they come in millions every year here.
They came in splattered all over those people, man.
People that own boats and stuff on the Great Lakes, they hate them because they come in, they just stain the boats.
Yeah.
Like black spots everywhere on the boats.
Yep.
It's a pain. Anyways, so what's the inspirational quote?
Inspirational quote this week: believe deep in your heart that you can, and you're halfway there.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. All you got to do is have some belief, man.
Absolutely. But hey, listen, everybody, we appreciate you guys listening every single week. And again, out to everyone that is not home safe, return safe. We hope that you guys get back to your families and your loved ones, and we hope to see you back at work.
Yep. We were thinking about every service member out there in the world that is out there helping us protect us and keep us safe here in the United States. And we thank each and every one of you for doing that.
We do.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Thanks for watching or listening to Cabin Pressure with Shawn G. If you had fun with us today, help support the channel by liking, commenting, and sharing this episode. We'd love to hear your feedback too, so jump into the comments and let us know your thoughts, your travel stories, or topics you want us to cover next. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.